Episode 1: An analysis of the advisory opinion on social justice. Every 5 years, the AOTA Ethics Commission rewrites the Code of Ethics. The last rewrite came in 2010. The 2010 Code of Ethics consists of 7 core principles. These are beneficence, non-maleficence, autonomy and confidentiality, social justice, procedural justice, veracity and fidelity. The new addition to this list of principles was social justice. Because the social justice requirement was new to the Code of Ethics, the Ethics Commission also published a document titled Social Justice and Meeting the Needs of Clients. This document is commonly known as the Advisory Opinion on Social Justice. It was written to explain how the social justice requirements could be used to solve various ethical problems. Upon reading this document, however, one is forced to ask, does the advisory opinion provide any justification for the social justice requirements in the AOTA Code of Ethics? If you were to read the advisory opinion, you would see the following list of references to the principles in the Code of Ethics in this exact order. This list presents anyone who reads the advisory opinion with 2 curious facts. The first is how often principles other than social justice are mentioned in the document. The second is how few references there are to Principle 4 itself. It's curious that in writing an advisory opinion on a new and controversial ethical requirement, the Ethics Commission would give so little attention to social justice. Note that there are a total of 12 references to the Code of Ethics in the advisory opinion. The problem is that only 3 of these are to Principle 4, and these 3 references are to only 2 parts of Principle 4. One is to Part G, and then there are 2 references to Part E. What's worse, however, is that the contents of Parts G and E are not new to the Code of Ethics or unique to the social justice requirement. Part E, for example, was simply transferred from the old Principle of Beneficence in the 2005 Code of Ethics. As can be seen, the language is basically the same. They are both saying that therapists should make an effort to make sure that patients receive services through whatever means available. This means that 2 of the references to Principle 4 in the advisory opinion are not necessary because they merely repeat what was taken from the Principle of Beneficence. The same problem arises for Part G. Part G says that therapists should either consider working for a reduced rate or consider working for free for clients who have difficulty paying for services. Such advice, even if it were new material or unique to Principle 4, could hardly justify the inclusion of a divisive requirement in the Code of Ethics. But there is nothing new or unique to the Code about Part G. Again, looking back at the Principle of Beneficence in the 2005 Code of Ethics, we see that it required therapists to set fees with due regard for the service recipient's ability to pay. This means that fees should be set at a reduced rate according to a client's ability to afford treatment. Furthermore, the idea of working for free is simply repeated from the Principle of Beneficence. The Principle of Beneficence in the 2010 Code states that beneficence includes all forms of action intended to benefit others. It connotes acts of mercy, kindness, and charity. Working for free for those who cannot afford it is charity. Charity is defined as the act of giving money, food, or other kinds of help to people who are poor or sick. This means that even the reference to Part G in the advisory opinion is not necessary. The 2 ideas from G are already covered by the Principle of Beneficence in either the 2005 or the 2010 version of the Code. The 12 references to the Code of Ethics in the advisory opinion, then, do not include any information that is new, unique, or necessary to Principle 4. So, to the question, does the advisory opinion provide any justification for the social justice requirements in the AOTA Code of Ethics? The answer is no. Since the problem in the advisory opinion were really solved using other parts of the code, it can't offer any justification for the social justice requirements. Thank you for watching. This episode was brought to you by the Social Justice Syllabus Project found at socialjusticesyllabus.org.